Happy full moon. My name is Dr. Wendy Perel, and today we're going to talk about soul empowerment on the full moon, which is perfect timing for us to really figure out how to move forward on our soul's path. My name is, like I said, Dr. Wendy Perel, and my goal, my mission, whenever I do these videos, is really something to provide a tool, a process that will help you really step up and move forward on your soul's path. I like to awaken people to the light and empower them to fulfill their soul's purpose. So for today, on this wonderful full moon, there's a lot of wonderful things that are happening in the world, but there's a lot of things that are really challenging people to stay forward on their path and really stay in focus. And when we do our soul's purpose, we generally don't have to worry about questioning ourselves. So when I work with people, they're often curious, Wendy, how do I know the difference of being in my head, my ego, or really listening to my inner being? And we always can best listen to our inner being in nature, in silence, and through meditation or prayer. So for this full moon, what it's asking you to do along your soul's path to really help you step into your light, this full moon is asking you to, believe it or not, to stay in your lane. So what you need to do as we're moving forward is to really pause and to stay in your lane. And people have an issue with that because politics or people's opinions and the protests and everything is really hard for a lot of people to stay in their lane, especially if you're a light worker. So I'm going to use two pieces of selenite to demonstrate something. So selenite, these are just pure positive white light. And I'm using this as an example that when you are driving and you have a goal, you're trying to get somewhere, you're trying to do something, you stay focused on your goal, but you got to stay in your lane. And as you know, when you're traveling, there's people that have accidents, or there's people that are texting on their phone, or people driving too fast or driving too slow. But your process starting today on this full moon is for you to be consciously aware to stay in your lane. Focus on you. Why? October is a month that's coming up for a rebirth, I'm going to say. So we can be in madness about all the things not working in the world, and you can look for evidence of that, and you'll find evidence of things not working in the world. Or you could start looking at yourself. We went through the last 9 months, and I want you to think of a woman being pregnant. And like what's happening today is like those Braxton Hicks, like we're getting ready for, this energy of who we're going to be, how we're going to be, how we're going to show up in the world to come out. That being said, I would spend a little time near water. That's why I'm doing this by the water, because when you're near water during the full moon, it helps balance your emotions. It helps balance the way you view things. It helps you put yourself into perspective, and it really helps you manage the emotions that are going on inside your body. Also, I tell people when there's a full moon coming in and you have this wonderful opportunity to go about it, people around you who are not consciously aware of their emotions, of their feelings, of their triggers, they can easily pop into your lane. You have been driving down the road, especially if you live near Charleston, and people can swerve in your lane because they got 101 things going on at one time. Now we have a choice to be really angry. Hey, you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. Or do you just say, mind your own energy, stay in your lane? So almost visualize. Now, actually, believe it or not, I keep a piece of selenite in my car in black tourmaline because, there are people out there who drive crazy, run through lights and everything. And I like to remind myself to stay in my lane. Now, how do we stay in our lane energetically is that time of meditation, that time of solitude, that time, I'm going to really tell you, especially like we're going to come into colder months, we're going to come closer to the politics, things are going to get really funky. And if you can do 10 to 15 minutes of exercise and try to get your heart rate up a little bit, because it releases endorphins, and when you release those endorphins, it makes it easier to stay in your lane. Then it's easier to, everybody's doing their own little thing, and it's like la di da di da, you go do you, I'm gonna do me. Now, I say, is this madness or a reboot? What's coming up on the 10/10 portal in just 10 days, if you're including today, we are opening up to a portal to reinvent ourselves, to really choose this over this. And what you want to do between now and the 1010 portal is start letting go all the things that are keeping you in here so you can hear your inner being, your inner knowing, to shine your light, to know how you want to move forward. That being said, if you're able to take this time to kind of recenter yourself, kind of get your own personal endorphins going, and then also look at what's keeping you out of alignment. Is it fear? Is it anxiety? Is it judgment? Is it criticism? Why are you afraid to do you? It is time, as we go through this shift, and this shift has really hit the fan this year. Look at how many people are out of whack, but look at how much more we're more aware of. We're more aware of what's not working in the world, and we're more aware that we need to show up. We need to be the light. We need to bring the energy forward and shine, okay? If you're feeling stuck today, tomorrow, the next day, within those 3 days, say, head out to the water, walk along the water. And I know some of you cannot do that. So I'm going to tell you to take a bowl. It's always fun to have a glass bowl if you have one, not a big deal. But take a bowl and you leave it near your bed and you give the intention for your emotions, the things that are causing you triggers, the heaviness you just saw on TV or heard on the news, that you give permission for your emotions to go towards the water, because law of attraction, like energy attracts like energy. So if you're feeling very emotional, the water kind of takes that energy away from you and transmutes it. Think about our power plants, they use water. So water is a very good way for you to come back into balance. Also, they have been telling me, Archangel Michael especially, drink more water, drink more water, drink more water, because it's flushing and detoxing your system as you are shifting into this light. So now I'm always going to pull a card, and I like to ask the angels that I work with and my spiritual team, what do you got for us today? Okay, we're humans on this earth. We're going through the shift. Some are doing it easier than others. Well, what do you got for us? And so today, because it is the full moon, I'm going to pull something from the deck Moonology. I like this deck. Yasmin Boland. Moonology. I think it's cool to discover what do we have going on with the moon and what do we need to know. The back of the cards look like this. And so basically I asked, what is it do we need to know as a collective today? What is it that we need to know as a collective today? Think about this. Ha ha! All right, you guys, you're going to like it. It says, it's probably backwards, but your commitment is being tested. Now, think about that. Your commitment is being tested. If you ever been on a road trip, if you ever started a project, there's always bumps in the roads. There's sometimes a detour, right? You think you're going to be somewhere in 15 minutes, especially if you're in Charleston, you really know it's going to take 30, right? So your commitment is being tested. So when we stay in our lane, your Selenite here, stay in your lane and focus only on that which you desire. Focus on the greater. For what we focus on, what we think, it is we're going to bring it to us. We are going to bring things to us based on what's going on in here. So look around in your path today on the full moon. What is not working for you? Your commitment is being tested is because it's time for you to say, that doesn't work for me anymore. I need to shift that. I need to change that. You're not going to wait for the universe to do it for you. You are the master of your vessel. You get to choose. Now, Selenite. For you folks who are familiar with crystals, I'm going to remind you, why do I keep one in my car? Because selenite cleans up your energy field. Think of a squeegee, getting out of the shower and cleaning a window. All you have to do is take it above your head and physically think in your head, energetically think in your head, I should say, that this selenite is cleaning up your energy field. If you like to call on your angels, you can simply ask, Archangel Michael, assist me in cleaning my energy field. And you might sit here a little bit because there's some truth you've been wanting to say that you're not. Or you might sit here a little bit because you might realize, I got a little bit of unforgiveness for somebody. It might sit over at your solar plexus for a little bit because you might be giving your power away to the politics of people's opinions. All the way down, do it down your arms like you're going through security, your hands to open your hand chakras, and down your back. And for you people who have a hard time staying grounded, open up your feet chakra, clean them up a little bit. But the key thing for this full moon, figure out what you want, stay in your lane to get it. Don't keep changing your GPS because of what people think, what their opinions are, or what their moods are. Get near the water, clean up your energy, prepare for the 1010 portal, and get out there and shine. So if you have a question and you want me to pull a card for you today, I'm going to give you permission to go ahead and say, pull a card. I don't have to know what your situation is. I'll pull a card for you, and I'll post it in the comments, okay? So love you guys very much. I really do. And I'm going to tell you, get up by the water, shine, get grounded, ride your bike, but stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Kara, Stephen, and Teresa. You guys are absolutely amazing. Bye now.